This is Justin Case of America Newscape, joining our friend Rob Rast, a founder at FLX Bike and Miles Board. Rob, we are all anxious to learn more about the Sex Panther Carbon AT electric skateboard. Greetings, Rob. Welcome back to America Newscape.
Hey, Justin, thank you so much for having me on again. Always a pleasure chatting with you.
Oh, wow. We don't get that very often, but we like that you care to say that. Okay, Rob, let's kick this off. How have you been?
I've been really well. It's been a hell of a 6 months or so since we last talked. We recently launched a couple of products. We launched the Phantom. I think we talked about it last time, and the Sex Panther just launched last week. So that's been quite a roller coaster.
Wow, who picked the name of that one?
This guy.
Yeah, the original Sex Panther himself, Rob Rast. Okay, all right, Rob. Now it's been wearing on me. You know, Rob has some entertaining YouTube channels, and lo and behold, he made a post about stand-up comedy. Really, Rob? Rob, stand-up comedy? What can't you do?
Oh man, it's apparently stand-up comedy. I don't do very well yet,
No
according to the
callbacks.
comments.
So you're still waiting for that callback.
Exactly. I did my first open mic night in Hawaii about 2 weeks ago. I wasn't even planning on it, but we went to an open mic night, and at the end, I was like, "Fuck it, I could do better than that. I'm gonna go up and I asked to be on and hopped up and popped my stand up cherry.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh, I loved it. It was awesome. I had the audience laughing. It wasn't perfect, but it was a good way to start.
Okay. All right, Rob. Now that we've gotten that out of my system, please share some of the status updates on the entire Miles board line.
Totally. So we launched the Phantom last November. That raised about 400K on Indiegogo, the crowdfunding website, and that's been in full production. We've delivered the majority of those boards. Still have about 160 to go. Just launched the Sex Panther, which is very similar to it. It's like its bigger cousin, its bigger brother, I'd say. It's a longer board. It comes with street wheels or all-terrain wheels, and it's got 50% more battery capacity, more power. So it's just a bit more of everything for the folks who want more performance.
Well, when you talk about performance, what type of top speeds and range are we talking about on this thing? Assuming I only weighed 125 pounds.
So if you only weigh 125, wow, you're going to be flying. For me, I weigh 160, over 30 miles per hour,
Wow.
and over 35 miles of range conservatively per charge.
And I assume you can save, you can increase your range if you cut back on your power a little bit. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct. So the original Phantom could do 29 miles, 30 for somebody a little bit lighter. And this one's got 50% more capacity. So on paper, should be able to do 45. Right now, we're calling it 35 just to be conservative.
Wow. That is just unbelievable. Rob, before we go on, let's just show the people a bit of the video you put together on the Sex Panther, if you don't mind.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Shadows are her cover until it's time.
Wow. It's pretty incredible, Rob.
My heart's pounding right now, man. That was exciting.
I notice you star in your video. You narrate your video. Once again, what don't you do?
100%. That's my favorite part of the business. If anybody's going to ride the products, I want to be the one doing it.
Well, and it's a great spot. I mean, it is absolutely a great spot, and it really highlights that product. So, very, very cool. Okay.
Thank you very much.
What would I know we briefly covered some of the advantages of this board, but once I've decided I'm not going to go with the belt drive and I want to go with the direct drive, range, durability, speed, what are some of the advantages I wouldn't be smart enough to think about?
Yeah, so there's two boards that we sell, the Sex Panther Pro and the Sex Panther. And the big difference is their drivetrain. The Sex Panther is direct drive, which means the motors are right in the wheel, no gears or anything, just motor, wheel, and it goes. So there's no moving parts except for the motor. It's super efficient and quiet. Because there's no gearing, it's not geared down. So you don't get as much torque or acceleration as you might get with the belt drive. So the advantage is you get better range, it's quiet, and more efficient. With the Sex Panther Pro, because it's geared down, you can apply that power over larger wheels. So you can put all-terrain wheels on it and just go crazy off-road, in the dirt, in gravel, etc. You do sacrifice a little bit of range, but you get crazy performance in terms of acceleration and hill climbing.
Well, talking about this 30-mile range, wouldn't it be for getting to college and back, to zip around to classes, things like that? Could it be any better than that?
Oh man, it's plenty. So the reason we haven't even published a range test on this board, the only reason is nobody wants to do a range test and ride this thing all the way to the ground. That's a lot of riding. I got to the end of the Phantom range test. It's 20 miles. Dead tired. I was beat. The board will definitely last longer than your physical abilities.
To ride it.
Totally.
Ride it. Okay. I never even thought about that. But even at 30 miles an hour, you're talking about riding solid for an hour.
Yeah, and most people, you'll average 15 to 20. So that's a solid hour and a half of 100% adrenaline.
Even us casual athletes back in the day, we used to get a tear in the corner of our eye when we came to the hills. But what you have engineered for these hills with regard to these boards and the bikes, it doesn't seem fair.
Totally. We got the upper hand on the hills, finally, thanks to technology.
What kind of grades are you actually doing? Looks like about 40 degrees or...
Yeah, pretty steep. So we're 30 with the direct drive, I believe. Let me see exactly what we've written down. Sorry, 30 with the Pro and 25% with the Sex Panther.
Which is still a dramatic grade. I mean, any highway in the country,
yeah, really steep.
Over it. You're really over it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Can you share for us cowards out here, can you share some of the rideability and performance and safety recommendations? I'm an old fart and I got the I-1s. So help me out.
Totally. So we actually had a 60-year-old guy come into the shop yesterday, and he pointed at a board, grabbed it, and he went full throttle immediately. He just jetted off, didn't ask any questions. It was really, really cool to see. Obviously, he had some experience, but for the people who don't have experience, we do have 3 levels on the remote. So you can put it into beginner level, which will limit the speed and acceleration that you can go. So anybody just starting on it should really start in level 1, beginner mode. Cruise around, get a feel for it. It's actually a lot easier than a traditional longboard because you don't have to get one foot off to pedal and lose your balance. If you can stand up, basically you can ride an electric skateboard.
Easier than a traditional skateboard, a surfboard, and you've got some surfing background. You have to.
100%. Way easier than surfing.
Now, you've got an engineering background. You've brought so much to the table with your team. It's amazing. I can't imagine anybody looking any further than Miles Board, FLX Bike, the support, the upgrades. You're engineering something now you're not even telling us about. I know you.
Always. We do have some products in the works. Maybe in the next interview we can share that next one.
Well, hopefully to have you back, Rob. Do you have any final thoughts for us? What do you want to leave us with? The other thing, we remind people, your showroom's open.
Yeah. Our showroom's open. It's an essential business, transportation business. So anybody's welcome to come into San Diego. We'll treat you like family, get you on a test ride of a board or bike. If you just search Miles Board San Diego, you'll be able to find it. If you'd like to order a Sex Panther, we do have a huge pre-order discount on it right now. It's like an $800 discount. Go to milesboard.com/SexPanther.
All right. And we'll have all those links for everybody in the Read More. Rob, once again, thank you. Let's send us.
Thank you very much, Justin.
Let's not make it so long between the other interviews. So get busy and develop something. This has been Justin Case and Rob Rast sharing a few insights into the Sex Panther Carbon AT electric skateboard. Just fun to say. Thanks for joining us. Remember, additional information and links are provided in this video's Read More. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel. Check out Miles Boards, FLX Bikes, and join the Go Fast party. And please remember to stand back. We are not sure how big this channel is going to get.